Yes, we are here at another episode from the battle to the glory. Welcome, welcome. Yes, we are here. And guess what, guys? We got something special for you. And you always know we bring the fire to you. Yes, we do. And that's not in a negative way, that's in a positive way. Please know that it's all positive over here. We don't have no negativity, no negative. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for
Is
joining
this his common radio voice he got on right now?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you know I'm here. I'm here right now. Listen, we got you, Rodney Glover, the host of Dad Mentality. You know he's always in the building, always
Know it.
saying something encouraging, always enlighten others, and trying to do kingdom building. You know that, and of course, Lady T comes with the fire of God on you. Yes, she does. And you know, I'm just the host of the show. But guess what? We all brothers and
Praise
sisters.
leader.
And oh, okay. Yeah, let's get it. Praise leader. Okay. She said that key word. I'm not gonna say it, but Ronnie is. How y'all doing this evening, man? How y'all been?
I'm good, brother. Another day in paradise.
Yeah.
Good day.
Okay, that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Had some things I had to handle over here at home. I couldn't go to work, a little emergency. But you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But you
Mhm.
know, nothing stops the love of God, the joy of God, the joy of Jesus Christ. Man, I'm telling you, man, like, you know, that word right there, man. Before we get into our topic, before we get in our conversation, you know, it's something about the name Jesus. How people they some get what'd you say, Lazy?
I was singing the song in my
Oh,
mind. Go ahead.
oh, how,
Something
you
about
know,
the name of Jesus.
my grandmother used to say, "There's power in that name," and you know
Mhm.
what? And just think about it. As we were kids, they used to allow us to say Jesus in school, but now you look at school now, they took that out. And
Yeah.
why? Why? Just think of. It's not really for an answer, but just think about it. You know, they took that out of schools. When guess what? When I was growing up, you know, we had prayer, we had breakfast together, so we had more structure, more standards, and you know, it was more, you know, family oriented. But when they pulled that out, it changed the whole dynamic of the school. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
crazy. They had prayer in the 50s.
What?
They had prayer in the 50s.
I wasn't born
Mhm.
in the 50s.
Oh, my bad.
He tried.
But Ronnie, so all jokes aside, you joking, but seriously, just think about it. Did you have prayer when you was in school, Ronnie?
Not in public schools. No, not at all.
Wow, for real?
Yeah, for real.
Wow.
I
It might
went
have
to
been a
private
northern
schools,
thing.
but in
You
public
always
schools, no way.
Northern, northern and south, southern
I forgot.
are,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, man. Look, when I was in elementary, yeah, we had prayer. For real. We had prayer. And then we had breakfast together, and somebody would pray over the breakfast, and
Wow.
then we sit, yeah,
In New Jersey?
That's why I was like,
yeah,
maybe I was like thinking about it. I was like, I don't
yeah,
know, maybe not.
bruh. For real. I ain't really like I ain't my the schools that I went to wasn't really like public schools. You know what I'm saying? They was like back in the day, I guess like charter schools. Like I went to this place, it was like a Catholic school. And so they did stuff like that in the beginning. But
Yeah,
then
I went to a Christian school, and there, of course, they did prayer, and we also had to do the Pledge of Allegiance to the Christian flag.
yeah, Pledge of Allegiance,
Yeah,
put
What's
your
the
hand.
Christian flag?
I
it
don't know.
was a white flag with like the red thing in the joint, but there was a cross in it. That was the Christian
Wow.
What?
flag.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Mm.
I never seen like
I
that.
have to ask my siblings, my sisters on that because I don't remember. I remember the regular, American flag, but wow.
Hey man, I wish all I remember is there was our pledge allegiance to the Christian flag, and then I don't remember the rest after that. But yeah, for sure, we did. Yeah, 100%.
And you think about it when they took that away, but look, it started to get bad. It started to get worse. You know, the division it got real. It really got real. Oh wow, I don't not like you. You do things differently. It got real. It started to change. The whole dynamics of schooling started to change. We
Ah,
used to have in public school. This the public schools that I went to. We had uniforms we had to wear. Yeah, yeah, we
I
had
had uniforms. Yeah,
in public school, right?
yeah, we had
Not,
uniforms.
and so now they trying to implement that now in some of the schools, in public schools, uniform. I think it's better because you know what, some
Down here they all the public schools have uniforms just about that I can
yeah,
think
and
of. Yeah,
I'm glad they picked up on that because some of these
especially
kids,
high school.
right, they less fortunate, so they can't buy all the fashion things, the sneakers, and so other kids pick on that. Other kids prey on that, and so they pick at some of the kids. Oh, you got these corny sneakers on. They got Jordans on. Some of their parents can't afford it, and so I'm glad that the schools changed that. Everybody has to wear uniforms. My daughter, she went to a charter school, so she had to wear a uniform, and then there were some kids that were would pick, on my daughter because she always had the nicest things. And I tell her, don't worry about that. And you tell them that God has blessed you. That's it. Don't say daddy bought them and daddy got a good job. Don't say all that. Just say God has blessed you and keep it at that and keep it pushing. Keep it moving. You ain't got to tell them, antagonize them. You ain't got to make them feel bad. None of that stuff. You just moving on. Moving on. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right?
that was just a little bit of, what I mean? Just wanted to share that with you guys. But now let's jump into this conversation. How can envy become a mirror for personal growth instead of shame, guys? Instead of shame. Lady T, take it away.
Okay, I told y'all the story. I'm not going to tell you the details right now, but I'm going to give my example. I have somebody in my life who is very close to me, and she got something recently, and I saw it today that I want. And I was like, and I said, I am so jealous right now because you got it before me and I did not. Okay. That to me is the comparison, the scarcity, the insecurity of what could be, what enviness is. We are jealous. Enviness, if you look back on the definition, I don't have it up right now, but if you look at the envy of a person is an enviness we could be, is something that we don't have. We don't have something that another person has. And this particular female, very close to me, got something. I was really excited for her, but I was like, oh, I want that too. Oh my God, I want that. Right. But, females, we can be like that. We love, another person, another woman to have, or a man have what they have, but we want it too. Okay. So for me, I look at it as a joy that you have it, and I'm happy for you, but I want what you want too. Sometimes enviness can put us in a shame where we're thinking out of our mind and our thoughts and our behavior in our ways of communicating, where we are shamed by it. Like, it's like saying, well, she got it and I don't have it. Why don't I have it? What's wrong with me that I can't get that? We put shame on it. We put ourselves in a place where we're lower than the other person that actually got it. And that's not the way to be. What we should be is like, you got it, I can get it too. And if I really wanted it, I could get it too. Right. And not feel like it's a comparison and we're fighting into a battle of a race. We are living in the races. I say this all the time. I tell people this all the time. This is a race of life. We say, what race are you? We always talk about color of skin because we are in a race of life. Every race wants to win something. And yet we don't know individually when we're trying to race and be better than the other person that is in our life. So I am all about pay attention to your enviness. Don't let it be shame to your life. Don't let it put you in a place that you are putting yourself down to say, I don't have it. I want what they got, but I don't have it. And why can't I have it? Put your mind into a place that you are saying, they got it. I'm happy for them because that's inspiration to make me want to go get it for myself. Only if you want it. Truly, don't sit up here and get things if you really don't need it in your life. Don't sit up here and chase things that's not good for you. Don't sit up here and do things that it's not beneficial for your family. Do things that are good for you and you know it's good for you. But don't do a whole lot of, I got to get this material thing. I got to have this material thing. I got to do what they got, because it's not for everybody. I'm going to tell y'all this. I've loved Tesla. And yes, Tesla has gone through what they've gone through, okay? But I like the electric vehicle thing, and I've always wanted it. So my daughter's friend, she says he wants to get that, and I'm like, oh my God. If I see him get it first, immediately I could say I could be jealous, or I could say, I'm happy for you and I'm going to enjoy what he has and learn from it. And it could be inspiration to say, I could do this too, because I see it with the young. I call them youngins. I see it with the youngins. I see them doing it, because that's exactly how it's going to be. We're going to see people do things that we've never done before. We're going to see people do things that blows our mind. We're going to see younger people do things that we're like, what in the world, right? But if we can allow ourselves to step back and not see it as a competition, but as, beauty, as, they've been blessed and I could do the same if you really want. Or possibly you might not, because you're so far behind. I'll take that too. Some of us are very far behind in life and you have to catch up. And it might take you more than months or years. So I accept that too. But you understand my points?
I mean, go ahead, Rodney.
So when I saw it, the first thing I thought is that I wake up in this every day. And I wake up in it because every morning, I'm more excited for my wife and her living in her purpose than she is. You know what I'm saying? And I get up and I'm jealous and I'm like, hey, you got to get up on purpose today. You get to go, you got to get up and do God's work. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I want to be doing God's work. I want to be knowing that I am in the right place, and also have God confirm it, which is what my wife has had happen. You know what I'm saying? She was in the right place. She had been looking for a job since January. And she did another job, and then this job came to her. No interview, no resume, no nothing. This woman came and seeked her out because she heard about her, because she had met her a long time ago in a women's conference, and was like, you're perfect for what I'm doing and what I'm seeking. The other thing that has been sticking in my mind lately is it might have been it was one of our guests on here for sure. I was about to say it might have been Miss Foster, but I'm not sure if it was her or not. But she said it's a huge difference when you work with like-minded Christians.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my business, I work with a lot of people that aren't like-minded. Like, it's more about the money than it is about the mission.
Mm.
It's more about this, that, like, it's more about patting your pocket as opposed to helping people.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about, and right now I'm in a season where I want to help people, where it's not about the money. You know what I'm saying? And for me, and that is becoming a issue for me even now in the job that I have. That is a great job. You know what I'm saying? But I am more concerned about the mission than I am the money. And the thing about it is, for my wife, she has a journey where it's all about the mission and she's making money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that is where I am envious every day. But what it does do, instead of me getting sad or depressed or this, that, and the other, it makes me get focused. It makes me want to spend more time with God so I can get there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I already see that God comes through. Mm-hmm. I already know that he does the things that he says he's going to do. And I already know that he's already told me that I'm supposed to be somewhere and be there and do this. And I'm just steadily watching more and more doors because she is being obedient and because she is doing what God told him to do. Now more and more doors are opening left and right with this position for her to grow, make more money, get to do more things, this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here twiddling my thumbs. So, I do get jealous. I get jealous when she's late because I'll be like, I'll be on time. You know what I'm saying? Like you still sleeping in. I wouldn't be sleeping in. I'm waking up an hour early for you, and I'm not even going. So it's just that's what I definitely thought when I read the topic, and I was like, but it's not a hatred thing at all. I am happy for her. I'm happy for her. I'm excited for her. And all it does is really make me more excited for what God has for me next. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, hey, I want to be there too. You know what I'm saying? I want to be where I wake up. And like I said, don't get me wrong. I love my job. I love my job. But it's just like I want to be there where she's at. You know what I'm saying? Where she's at, where I not only do God has confirmed it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I want to be that. So yeah, that's where my envy comes into play. And then y'all already know my other envy thing that I'm envy of Chef Dennis, because apparently his praise and worship game is way better than mine has ever been and can't get to. I'm trying to get there, brother. I'm trying to get there. And I didn't appreciate him shooting a shot when my wife said on another interview that my husband wakes up and listens to praise and worship music. And he goes, Chef Dennis putting, oh, that's cat in the comments.
He said, what?
He said, that's cat in the comments when my wife was giving me, giving me praise about praise and worship.
Listen to that laugh he got.
So, I was like, wow. I was like, oh, that's how we do now? You know what I'm saying? My wife trying to give me a shout out, trying to give me a high. He like, oh, nah. That's cat right there. I know he don't know how to praise and worship. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but now to say I still put the music on in the morning just because I ain't get to where you was, where you be getting, don't mean nothing. I still enjoy it. And it was a specific song that really got me through every morning. I played it every morning because it put me in the right place in the morning. So, But anyway, so there go two things right there that I'm envy of, but I'm envy of them for the right reason because I want more personal growth in those areas and not because I'm shamed that I don't have those things.
Right.
So those were two great examples. I know, unfortunately, Chef Dennis is perfect. So he gonna come on here and say he don't understand none of this or whatever, but we'll see.
What you gonna say, Chef? You got some enviness in you? We talked about our enviness.
All right, so I'm there's no cap. This is real. This is real. This is reality. And the reality is that unfortunately, I won't say unfortunately, my parents, grandparents, they raised me differently. And so I didn't have the opportunity to want somebody else's life. They have given me something that has overspilled into my adulthood, my teenager age. And so I never looked at somebody else's life and thought that I should have that. No, because I see my father, and my father was a hard worker. And so that was a part of me. Anything that I wanted, I had to work for. And so that's what I saw in my father. And so as a child, my dad went out early in the morning and came back at nighttime. So he was out there working. If it's not working at the job that he was, currently working at, he was doing some type of odd job. And so he came home at a reasonable time to eat dinner with us. But at the end of the day, that's what I saw. And so that was my life. And so when I see my dad work hard like that, I became a hard worker as well. And so I never looked at somebody else's life and said, I want that. And the reason why is that also because, my relationship as a young child, as a young child, teenager to a man, I know that things that God has for me is going to be for me. And this is one thing that always resonated with me, always, even to this time right now. So I don't look at people's lives and say, I want that. You know what I'm saying? Guys, my grandmother used to say to me, what's for you is for you. It's not for nobody else. So whatever I'm going to get, it's going to be because God want me to have it. I got to put the work in. So I always work. I always say, like, growing up, my parents, they bought me the things that I needed. And so when I got older, right, and I was able to get the things that I wanted, I got it. Anything that I wanted, I go get. You know, like I'm big on sneakers. And so I have a good job, so I go and buy the sneakers that I want. They may be expensive, but I got the job. I have the money to go and do that. And so, you know, that's why I'm the way I am today when it comes down to it. But I had to learn how to be a better steward of my money too. You see, because that's how I was raised. My parents didn't give me the things that I wanted. They gave me the things that I needed. And so as I got older, my mindset was I get what I want to get, but I wasn't a good steward of that. It didn't make me envious anybody, but I said, look, I get what I want to get. And that's not a good mindset to have. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, these are the things that I had to learn growing up, you know, as an adult. So I didn't really have that problem. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I wanted, like I said, I worked hard to go get it. I worked from 9 in the morning to 9 at night. You know,
You never wanted something faster?
No.
Okay.
I mean, because and Ronnie, just to answer that question, you know, when I was like, you know, a young adult, I did devilish things. I did things that wasn't godly. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't always righteous and holy. And so I was doing those things. But God, like I always say, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. Me, people may not like it, but when I realized that I had a call on my life, God, he always put something in my way to stop me from doing something that was going to mess that up. And I had to choose, like, I'm gonna go through that stumbling block, or I'm gonna say, hold on, it's there for a reason. Why is it there? You know what I'm saying? Some people go right through it and say, nah, I don't care. I'm gonna pass this. You know what? I'm gonna move this out the way and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go through it. Not me. It wasn't like that for me. It was like, oh, why is this in my way? It's in my way for a reason. Why is this person holding me back? You know what I'm saying? I always say about my job is the greatest experience that I have right now because I have to endure. My first task for me going to the next season in my life was being humble. I had to be humble. I had to be humble to the point where I had to be, you know, how can I say it? Speak to the people that was older than me in a certain manner because I was young. I was 30 years old. They was all like in their 50s, 60s. You know, they was older. So I had this mentality like, yo, who you talking to? You ain't talking to me like that. God said, okay. So you want to talk to them like that? Had me stand still, had me at a place where I had to realize I had to be humble. And so I've never had that opportunity to be envious of anybody, you know what I'm saying? Or have any shame. You know, I was like, yo, I put myself in this. If I put myself in this, guess what? I gotta endure. Anything that has happened to me in my life, sometimes, most of the times, I would say, it's because of the choices I made. Not somebody else. Nobody else put me in that. I put myself in that because of the choices that I made. Go ahead, Lady T.
Okay, so you've never looked at somebody in your life personally really connected to you and said, I want what they have.
All right. So when you say it like that, the one thing I can say is that until I renew my mind, right? My first wife, all right, I'm not even gonna get into that, but my first wife, when I first saw her, right, she was with somebody else. She wasn't married to that person, and I was like, God, why I can't have a woman like that, right? That's what I said, and I'm being honest. I said, God, why I can't have a woman like that, right? God never answered me and said, well, you can, right? But little did I know that we was gonna have a child together and get married, right? But she was not the woman for me. So I had to go through things because I wasn't in the right place, in the right state of mind to be the husband that I need to be for her. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? I asked for something. I said, well, I can't have it. And guess what? I got it, right? But I wasn't the person I needed to be. I wasn't a husband that I was supposed to be. And so I was in the wrong place. So I asked for something that wasn't deserving of me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so, but when you look at the whole thing, I didn't envy him. I said, wow, I can't have something like that. Not knowing that I was going to go through everything that I went through.
Okay, so
But
the point.
remember, my choices, the choices that I made, put me in the situations. My choices. I'm not, no devil. I'm talking about. I'm taking ownership. My choice made my circumstance, made my situation because of the choices that I made. I put myself in it. God didn't put me in it. I put myself in it because of my choices.
Okay, so I understand, but there are people in the world that have, I'll call it limiting beliefs, and they say things that I could never do that. I couldn't be like that. I don't deserve that. I don't think that people, would appreciate, they say a lot of things that basically shames themselves into not having what God could give them because they see it in another person. That is the other side of enviness. We talk about enviness and we are inspired by it, but there are people that are enviness and they do not know how to be inspired by what they see another person that has something that they want. And this is what the topic is all about. We are here to help one another. So how do we put people to understand that if you see something in another person that you want, that means that there's a spark in you that understands that I could have that too.
Hey, T, somebody said something in the comment. Is up the charts, and it was so correct. And you know what? The people, and I'm saying this to people that's going to listen in the replay or they're listening now. Sometimes the things that you envy, you never know what that person had to do to get it.
Right.
You never know what they did. They could have sold their soul. They could have robbed somebody and they have it, and you think it's something good, but you don't know the journey. You don't know the process. And so that's why it's important not to envy somebody what they have, because guess what? You don't know what they did to get it. And guess what? You may not be equipped to even go and endure what they have been through to get what they have. And see, that's the tricky part, is because sometimes we look at people's lives and say, oh, I want that, but you don't know what they did to get it. You don't know their suffering. You don't know their pain. And so in their pain, they have endured victory. They have endured greatness because they had to go through something. And see, that's what people don't realize. If you have this mindset of being envious of somebody, you don't know what they did. You don't know what they have to endure. Are you ready to endure what they have endured to get what they have? You got to know, you got to understand that. And that's big. And that's what people don't understand. We look at their life and say, oh my goodness, they got a beautiful marriage. They got a beautiful relationship. Do you know what they did? Do you know what they had to go through to have that beautiful relationship, that beautiful marriage? No, you don't.
But always remember, we are to encourage people. So if we look at life and say, okay, you're paying attention to another person, you are inspired by what they have, then be inspired and motivated in the right direction by doing what you need to do for your life. Because you're right, we don't know what another person went through, and that was for them to go through. Our journeys are different. And so we have to say, if you're inspired by somebody else's life and you can take control of your own life and be in control in the right manner and do the right behaviors and have the right mindset to get to that destination, then go forth and do it. But we have to take accountability for what we do. Our actions, our mind, our talk, we have to be accountable to know if we're going into that right direction. So let's say this. A lot of people, I'm not this, but a lot of people want to get rich, right? A lot of people want to be wealthy. A lot of people are pursuing a certain, let's say, education towards a wealth. And there's nothing wrong with that. It absolutely is nothing wrong with that because that is their desire. But if they see somebody that they are inspired by, and if they go and talk to that person and they are talking to that person to understand how that person got to where they're at, that's a beautiful thing. And if not, they're going to have to go through the journey by themselves and, make, bad decisions, figure out it by themselves, make bad choices, and then, figure out if they made the right choices. They're going to do it by themselves, but they still have the ambition to go out there to get the goal that they want, to have something that they were inspired by. And that's my point. If we can turn our enviness around from hating the fact that somebody else has something and turning it into, you have it, tell me how to get it. And of course, that other person reciprocates and says, oh, no problem. Because if another person is in your life and you're inspired by them and they tell you or act like they don't want to tell you how they got there, leave them alone. You don't want to be inspired by that person because they're trying to hold on to information that could be helpful to all people. If they're blocking one person, they're going to block a whole lot of people because I don't want you to get to the top where I'm at. No. That's not how it is. That's not how it works. We're supposed to help one another. So I feel like we need to turn enviness into a mindset to make us understand how we could possibly change enviness into inspiration, motivation, bring us into, have a conversation with that person and tell me how you got this. I love it. Instead of saying, I hate that you got it and I didn't get it first.
Rodney, go ahead. You on mute. You on mute.
All right, Miss Foster, I hear you. Word.
I was looking at the definition of envy just to see if maybe we're using the wrong word. So, and we are. So, envy, the meaning means a feeling of discontent or resentful, longing, longing. My thing went to a different. Sorry. All right. Let me try this again because it just gave me a feeling of discontent or I can't say the word. Resentful, longing, aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. Okay, so envy is not the word that I would use because I don't feel resentful or discontented about these things. You know what I'm saying? So maybe because we were using the word envy, that there's the disconnect for Chef, but I don't feel resentful or any of those things for it. So maybe inspired is the word because Lady T, you did use the word inspired, and I do believe that is more of the word that we're talking about. That you can take your enviness if you don't, if you're not really don't have the discontent, or let's say you start off there, but still use it as aspiration, use it as an incentive, use it as like you can take that and flip it upside down. You can take something bad and turn it into something good. You know what I'm saying? And just like Chef said, well, what Chef said was that, it don't always have to be negative. You know what I'm saying? It could be a good thing that you're trying to be, that you are being envious of. You know what I'm saying? Like I can be envious of the fact that somebody's doing something better than I am, and it can strive me to want to do better. You know what I'm saying? And it can strive me to make the necessary changes in my life.
All right. Hey Rodney, real quick. So what you just said, that's right. And so the word envy is the wrong usage of what you're trying to purvey. And the reason why is because when you see somebody else, you say you use that as fuel, you encouraged by that person that, you know what, I'm inspired to do better. I'm inspired to do greater. And so they have encouraged you by their walk, by how they're doing it and how they're excelling. You say, you know what, I'm encouraged to do better. And so envy is not, I'm right with you, Rodney. I don't think that's the right usage of saying it, because if you envy somebody. I don't feel like you could be envious and look at it and say, I'm gonna be encouraged by that. You want that. And so if you see what somebody's doing and you say, you know what, I want to know how they got that. I want to be encouraged to see how you got that. How did you do it? And so that's a different way of doing it. I mean, I when you look at envy is envy. If you envy of somebody else, you jealous. So you can't change it and say, well, I'm gonna use that as positive. Look at it and say, you know what? Use it as fuel to encourage you to do better, to be greater. I'm with you, Rodney. I'm with you.
I mean, but it also can start off as discomfort. It can start off that way. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be like, oh, that person don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? And you can start off that way. Like we all have negative thoughts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's about whether you take those negative thoughts and do negative things and keep on going down that negative path, or you change them. You know what I'm saying? Negative thoughts do happen. Now, so I could be envious at that moment and it still inspires me to do better. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean I'm just saying that, staying in that is where the problem is, because we all are human. We all are sinners. We all are going to have sinful thoughts. That's in our nature. But it's when you have those thoughts is when your conviction and what you have, your relationship with Christ makes you change that. And instead of being envious, now I'm inspired. Now I'm inspired to be even better than I was the day before. I do that every day. Every day I wake up and I ask God, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? Because that's my goal. My goal is always to be better. You know what I'm saying? Always to be better. But you know what? I have bad thoughts. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't look at, I'm not going to, yeah. It don't happen often, but I mean, of course I've had it. I've had it where I've seen something and I'll be like, well, how come he got that? You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever the case may be. But then I'll be like, huh, all right. Well, I guess it wasn't for me, or God has something better, or whatever the case may be, and then I keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But it's still people that don't keep it moving. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's still people that are still sitting there 2 hours later, like, how come he got it?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why not me, Lord? Why didn't I get that? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't I get that promotion? Why didn't I get this? Why didn't I get that? But I've come to learn that when I ain't get a promotion, most of the time it was a blessing that I didn't get that promotion. You know what I'm saying? That it was a blessing that I didn't end up in that position that I thought I was, because God knew what was up. You know what I'm saying? Knew what was going on. I seen a dude get a promotion and then that whole sector got let go the next week. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all about, how you take things, and in your walk with God, you learn these things. Like you start, because God, and this is what I truly believe, that God starts coming through so much that you develop like, oh, I didn't get that. Oh, well, must not have been meant for me. You know what I'm saying? And you keep it moving because you know that God comes through 100% of the time with what you need. I always say, he is the real Steph Curry. He don't miss. You know what I'm saying? God don't miss from any place on the court ever. So, when things happen, it wasn't it wasn't on purpose. I think one of the viewers said earlier about God don't play with guys. God does not play dice. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not by any chance that you came across this show. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. It's not by any chance. I don't even know how long ago it was that I came across this show and then been joining. You know what I'm saying? God has a reason for everything that He does, and a lot of times, we don't realize that. We get envious of other people because we see that they got the shiny new car or the new house or the trophy husband, or like my wife has a trophy husband. Yes. A lot of people get jealous about that. So, it is definitely something that, just to tell the people out there that, if it didn't happen for you, A, it wasn't meant for you. Right. And B, God always has something. God got something better. That's how I always look at it.
Yeah.
That it's always something better. God has something better, and every time, just because I don't see it now, it always comes to light later. You know what I'm saying? It always does, and that's the greatest thing that I always tell my wife, like, the great thing about the truth is it's the truth. A lie will there's two things you got to do. A lie will eventually the light will come to light, and two, whenever there's a lie, then you got to keep on lying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to keep on lying. And I preach that in my house every day to my kids, everybody. That look, the problem with a lie is you got to keep on,
Mm-hmm.
and then it will always come to light. So when somebody does you dirty, or something happens, or somebody gets something unfair, it will always come to light
Mm-hmm.
that these things were either not meant for you, or that person, whatever they did, wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
I want to
look at
say,
it.
look, Shawnee Brown, she says, I think if someone is envious, they may try to take from a person who has what they want. And it's more to it, but what you're saying is exactly it. I've done it. Don't get me wrong. I've stolen another woman's man. Okay.
Oh Lord
Oh.
Jesus. Oh Lord.
Oh, hold on. Wait a second.
I've
Yeah.
done
Hold on. Let me get my tea.
Ah.
I've done it. I
Tell us
think
more.
a lot of women know they've done it too, right? But I
Oh,
know I've done it. And that is because I took something that wasn't mine, and she brought that point up, that is envious of trying to take from another person who has what they want. And we do take from other people what is something that we want that they have. And even think about it, like how theft is. Like, I know that a lot of people will be like, I can't pay my bills. I can't eat no food because I have no money. So I'm going to take from you. Right? Of people that steal. And they steal because they say, you got it. You got money. You got it. You can handle this. I'm going to take from you though. But that's stealing. It's basically taking somebody else's that you did not earn. You did not put in that effort. You did not put in that time and energy to make it what it is that you stole from that person, but we take it. We take it. And I've done it, but that's something I am talking differently to say, hey, people, I know we still do that today. Let's not do that no more. I'm going to be one of those. But that is exactly it. We do have ways, and that brings shame. And I am saying that we are talking to people that we could learn how to not be envious and do things in a way that shames us. So we have to learn how not to shame ourselves and have a better mindset to do better behaviors in a different way of life that puts us on a higher platform where we are saying we are all about almighty integrity, almighty. I give a damn about, I'm sorry, chef, I keep saying that word. I care about you so much, my neighbor, that I'm not going to steal from you. I mean, think about the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments says it about stealing, coveting your neighbor. It is there for a reason, and it brings shame if you are able to let your heart soften, see your mistakes, see where you messed up. You took from somebody that you did not earn, and you took it from them. I mean, you stole it out of their pocket, out of their hand, and was like, I don't care. I'm going to take it anyway. Okay.
Sometimes you're doing that person a favor. You mess around taking their wife or their husband, and little do you know, you just help them out.
Yeah.
Hey, Rodney, you looked up,
yes, sir.
Did you look up the word envy?
Yeah, I read it. You didn't hear me stutter through that earlier?
Did you read down some of the key biblical aspects of envy?
Of course not, because I would have said that. But I got you.
No. But the reason why I'm not gonna harper over envy, because we all know. But are we saying how do we get from that envy characteristic? Lady
Okay.
T.
Okay, so I'll
What?
say this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that the way we get out of it is to question ourselves. I always talk about self-awareness. We need to learn how to say, what do I need to work for to get what they have? What habits must I adapt? Or adopt to. You can adapt to certain circumstances in your life that you might have to. Okay, that was the right word too, but you have to become a different person sometimes. Change your behaviors. You might have to change your fears and let them dissolve out of your life. You might have to identify. I'm using the same words that I have been using for weeks about paying attention to your life and seeing yourself and seeing where you need to reflect on the things that you need to change.
How,
But this is accountability.
how about this? How about this? Just real quick. The renewal of your mind.
But that is a practice. Remember,
Yeah.
renewal of the mind. I won't say that it's not instant and it happens in people's lives where it instantly happens and then you become a different person. I won't say it doesn't happen, but it is a habit that we must do every day. A daily walk of renewing the mind and remembering the things that will renew your mind to be a better person. It is a daily walk. So we have to do these things daily. We have to remind ourselves daily of how to be a better person, because doing the wrong thing is very easy, y'all. I mean, easy.
See,
Like, I
T,
won't say
but
for everybody.
no, but I just want to keep that thought, because you know why I interrupt you, interject, because that's important what you just said. The reason why I say it's important is because guess what? You could do something wrong every day. There is going to be a consequence in doing that wrong, and the reason why I say that is I use the working out in the gym. If you go into the gym and you doing something wrong, everything, your body tells you when you're doing it wrong. And guess what? There's going to be a result. And that result is you may get fluid in your elbow. You might get fluid in your knee because you're not doing it correctly.
Well,
You're
well,
doing
well,
it incorrectly.
well. But if
What?
you've got so much accumulation of not doing the daggone thing, I'm going to start using daggone. If you're not doing the daggone thing in your life, you're going to have that pain that tells you,
Yes.
oh, you working me. You working my muscle that I've never had worked before. That pressure is not something you should be worried about. It is what you have to work through. What they say, pain is gain type of thing. They got y'all men have a lot of phrases that you
that's
use
if you're
about
doing
it.
it correctly. Yeah. But
Well,
if you're
okay,
not,
so
you ain't doing it
there will
correctly, it's
be
going to be a result.
exactly. There's going to be some type of transition of a pain feel. So I'm like, I hear you, but there is going to be, because especially if you haven't done a daggone thing for nothing for, let's say, 10 years, you've been sitting watching television and you've been playing games and you have not gone out and put your body in motion and doing the work that the body needs motion. My family, I love them to death, and they get to hear my talk. But I say it all the time: move the body every single day. You cannot sit, you cannot stay in one place. Your body needs the motion. Science says it. It is very obvious. We are here for our bodies are mechanical that way. It needs it. So you feed your body with it, or you let your body sit and settle with the stagnation of inflammation. Inflammation brings a whole lot of issues with it. So that's all I'm saying. I'm done, y'all. I said that part,
Yeah.
Rodney?
Yeah. Right, but just so you know, Chef, that's a bot, so don't invite them to nothing. But I was just letting you know that anyway. But yeah, I didn't I don't have anything to say. I got distracted. But was there a question? Did I miss the question?
No, there was no question.
All right, cool beans.
Lady T, and then we was talking about the envy thing. You know what? I have
I
always
thought you was gonna give the biblical. Did you ever give it? Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm glad you said that. You remembered.
A little bit.
Hearts to you, Shawnee Brown, if I'm saying it right.
All right, so it's a couple of things. It's a heart condition. The Bible defines envy as a deeper spiritual issue that simply wanting what someone else has. It is a heart condition that resents others' blessings and suggests God has made a mistake in blessing them. the source of evil. Evil is, I'm sorry, I said evil. Source of evil. Envy is a source of evil thoughts and actions such as malice, murder, and strife. The New Testament lists it as an act of flesh that stands in opposition to the fruit of the spirit. And so when you have, and so we talk about, look, renewing the mind. That's part of it. But as you can see, it's a heart issue. You know, and somebody said something earlier in the comments. It's okay to want something, right? But you have to, if you want it, you have to have the desire to go and get it. You know what I'm saying? Not look at somebody else's life and say, I want that. Let me go get that. No, you have a desire to want and work to get it. Because guess what? Like I said earlier, that might not be for you. Period. Living in a mansion might not be for you. Because guess what? Watch this. Let's keep it real now. You may want a mansion, right? This person that has the mansion, they know how to keep it.
Yeah.
But you want a mansion and you get it, you don't know how to keep it.
Yeah.
You don't know how to maintain it.
Yeah.
And so that's important. That's
Yeah.
why I said earlier, renew the mind, the renewal of the mind. You think differently. And I wanted to say to you, that's what I was saying, getting ready to say earlier, Lady, is that also I've encountered something totally different at it from a young age to a teenager to an adult, to a young adult at first. You know, I'm older now, but the things that I've always seen is that, you know, I had a heart for, you know, when I look at kids that were, we call them, that I don't call them now, but I'm gonna say it now, retarded or less fortunate. I had a heart for that. Like I get mad when I see somebody picking with them. Now I'm so serious. Like, God know my heart. I'm not joking. I got mad. I said, "Yo, what you doing? Don't tease that person." And so that's why I never had this desire to want what somebody else had, because guess what? My heart always went out to stuff like that. Like I always looked at it. I don't know what their condition is. I don't know why they're like that. And so know this. I just didn't want that. I said, you know what, God? You know, I don't know what they're going through. I don't know how they got that. But Lord bless them. And so that's the thing that I had always. And so that's why I never struggled with that. That was never my struggle. That never was my thing.
Yeah.
About envying somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen life differently at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had my struggles. I had my struggle was different. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be, I'm gonna keep it real. Like this is what we do, we do just being transparent here. Is that my thing was, and when I was younger, I wanted to be popular. My parents, you feel me? My parents is like, yo, you gonna wear a suit and tie to school. Everybody got nice clothes on. My parents had me wearing ties to school. So I'm like, yo, I'm looking at all these kids. I'm like, man, I want to be like them. Nah, mom's like, yo, you wearing shoes. You're not wearing sneakers today. Take your sneakers in your book bag. Take your gym clothes. I was like, So see what I'm saying? So my mindset was different. And so when I got older, when I got I say the word free. When I got free, I just wowed out. You know, they look, I'm gonna keep it real. They kept me in a box. When I got out, I was like, oh, I'm free. I'm doing whatever I want to do. So that's another reason why I didn't envy other people, because you know what? My parents kept me in this box. And when I got out, I was like, yo, I'm doing whatever I want to do. That's it. But like I said, they had sowed a seed, and that seed was the love of God. And so, so what I would do is to encourage people that do have this envy or this jealousy. It's that know this. You don't know what they did to get it. You don't know how they derived at that destination or in that journey. You don't know. And so you don't, because if you want something that somebody else have that worked hard for it, guess what? You got to do the same thing.
Right.
You got to go through this. You got to go through the same fire.
And
that fire might be too great for you. Go ahead, Lady.
Okay, look, when you talked about having the big mansion, I think you said mansion or big house, I was like, yes. I have become less is more, right, for my life. I didn't want to have the big house type thing because I didn't want to pay nobody to clean it, because that could be something I could do by myself. I'm cheap. I am frugal, y'all. Okay. And I mean, I'm an entrepreneur where I help other entrepreneurs, but I can't, pay regularly for the prices in my neighborhood. It's something I could do, right? So I said to myself, I cannot have the big house because I can't maintain it. I wouldn't be able to take care of it. I wouldn't be able to clean it like I want it to be clean. I wouldn't really want to be in the place because I know I wouldn't be able to enjoy the rooms. It's just me. When I have my daughters living with me, of course, but I've changed. I've become different where I don't want to have as much, but other people do. And they have many children or more children than me. I've only had 2. I know women that have 5, 7, and they need a big house. They have to have it, and they have the people in the house to help. Because once you have your family unit, everybody's helping one another. You know, and if especially if they coming back to your home all the time. So I agree. If some people just can't handle, and if you can recognize that there are things that you can't handle that's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. Leave it alone. Let that person that has better than you be successful in their life and be appreciative and happy for them, because that's their blessing. God bless them.
Hey, Lady, I want to respond to this right there. Rodney, read that real quick for me. I know you see it.
What if a person who doesn't know the love of having a good mother, how do you suggest they avoid the envy of friend that does?
Mm. Well, if they don't have the loving mother, honestly, they're going to have to want it. A loving mother talk. Okay. That's number one. Think about it like this. If you desire good things in your life, you're going to want to feed yourself with it over and over and over. So you will have a person come. God will bring the people in your life, and you have to seek them over and over. So I think that people have to recognize when God brings that individual, you said mother, the mother person in your life, and seek them over and over, or hear their words of encouragement or empowerment in your mind all the time. But it is a challenge because they don't have the mother figure. If you're not having somebody that's inspiring you, it can be a challenge. But that was possibly meant for what God wants your purpose to be in life, to have a challenge. People are to go through a challenge in life. I went through challenges. We all go through challenges. So don't have a mindset that it's going to be easy. There's nothing easy in this world. I don't know who is telling us these things. You say it's easy, Rodney?
No, I want to say something after you.
Okay. I'm done. But look, and nothing's easy. So it does take work. So I would encourage people to, say, if you don't have that individual in your life, learn how to hone on and grasp the person that does give you life, light, gives you inspiration, motivation, and hold on to them and keep them in your life all the time, and try to use their words for encouragement and move on. But it is a battle. Okay. I'm done, Rodney.
Nah, and she said, "What if drugs separate the opportunity?" So I assume you're saying that the reason why you don't have a great relationship with your mother is because of drugs, or why you don't have a good mother. So I'm going to be honest with I've already told my story. My father died when I was 11. After my father died, my mom broke down and was in mental hospital. A bunch of other stuff I had to raise myself. I used it as fuel. I use it as the reason why I made sure my kids never had a visiting father. I made sure that even when my health got bad, I knew that I needed to lose the weight so I didn't have a heart attack at the same age as my father. I knew that I had to get in shape. I knew I had to do these things. And I also knew that I had to get my life right by God, because I didn't have these things, and I've told stories that I didn't understand when my father died. I waited for him for years, thinking he was coming back. You know what I'm saying? Did things. I started playing football just to get my father, just because I knew if I played football, my father would come and see me play. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, unfortunately, we can't change people. You know what I'm saying? The only thing we can do is change ourselves. So for me, giving Tabitha advice, advice, or just answering your question, unfortunately, you can't make a person be something that they're not. So you have to take that and use it as fuel, and you become better. You got to break, and if it's your parent, then you got to break that cycle, because you don't want that same cycle for your children. You don't want that same cycle for the other people in your family. So you have to break that cycle and be the best version of you that you can be, so that cycle and that damage that our parents or whatever may have put on us, that our children will never feel that the people even with us. And then the other thing was, God, even though my father died, God did bless me with other male role figures. And I remember back in the day, I didn't want them. I rejected them because I wanted my father. I didn't want those people. They didn't give up on me. You know what I'm saying? And now as an adult, I look at these guys and thank them. You know what I'm saying? And thank them for, even though I was a mess, which I was, you know what I'm saying, as a child. And a lot of people did give up on me. That's the other thing. There was people in my family that didn't give up on me, and there was people that were not in my family who didn't give up on me. So as just saying that, you have, one, you want to break the own cycle. Two, that God will put somebody in your life. You know what I'm saying? You may not realize it now, but God always will put somebody in your life. And so that is that is it.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with you totally, and I'm glad you said that. But it's honestly,
what advice would you give a person to help a person in the situation to avoid overcompensating with their own children? You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'll answer that real quickly.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it all depends on what you're overcompensating with. I don't believe in you can give too much love. Now, if you're overcompensating with material items, then that's the issue. But things that really matter, like love, support, which you can never overcompensate. You know what I'm saying? You can never do that. There's no such thing. You know what I'm saying? Because so you got to make sure that if you are going to overcompensate, you're overcompensating with the right things. You don't need to overcompensate with money, material, items, stuff like that. You overcompensate with love. You overcompensate with being there for them. You overcompensate by never missing an event, by never doing, by never not being there for your child when they're in need, and growing that relationship and things like that. So just make sure you use the right things. That's my only advice on
that. That was good, Rodney. Where's the collection plate? We need to put that out because I like that one.
Yeah,
that was good.
It's laced.
That was honestly, because that is something that has been difficult for me. But you're right. My love, how I love my daughters, how I show love to my past men, husbands, exes, all the people in my life, I've shown a love like I don't even think about it. Like I'm just giving. And it's like, am I overdoing it? I try not to look at it because my love is so real. Like I want to care for them and have love to show them I'm here for them. And so I loved how you said it because it hit home for me. But there will be a time, okay? I look at it like this. I remember my daughter brought it back to me. She was like, Mommy, you remember when you told me to go get on the bus by myself at such and such age and figure it out? I kick kids out of the nest type. I have no problem with that. So I have to put in the growth process for them to grow in the environment that they've been living in, and they have to learn for themselves. So my love is not so, gripping and suffocating that it doesn't allow them to grow. And that is why, that has to be a balance to it. And we have to know if we're keeping our children from the growth that if you are 30 years old and you never had your own place, time to pay attention to your life. You know, if you're having to make decisions about your life to say, am I growing in this or not? Okay, I'm done.
Mm.
But you know, I had to look up something, and I got it. I will say this to you, Tabitha, if you're still there. I asked some questions and I got some answers. I was like, first thing I thought about is praying. A praying mom. Back in the days, moms used to pray for their children, and we used to pray hard. And it's still the same about prayer. If we pray for our children, if we pray for somebody, and I looked up this information and I found out that Moses, he prayed for the land. Okay. Elijah prayed for the weather patterns. Solomon prayed over the whole ecosystem. Daniel prayed on behalf of the whole nation. The early church prayed over storms in nature. So power is there in prayer. We just forgot how important it is to pray for ours. We have to pray diligently. We have to pray, you know, with a passion to it, that we want our children to whatever it is, because we don't want our evil, like, because the world is evil. I say our evil because the world is evil. We are part of it. And so we don't want the evil to overtake ours. So we have to put our power and authority in our prayers, and the power and authority is God's. And so we have to go to him and say, I'm praying diligently for my children. And don't get me wrong, God will have his time where it's like, no, my child, I cannot give this to you. So there will be those situations for some of us, but we have to accept that because you did all that you can. And I want to say it was David. He prayed all that he could for, I believe it was a child, or no, it's not David, it's somebody else. Point is, it was a prayer for, and the prayer did not come the way they wanted. But if you have it in your heart, continue to pray. Always pray for your children.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Just beautiful. This is just amazing. I love it.
I put my money in the plate.
I appreciate it.
Oh man, Jesus Christ, man. This is amazing. It's just amazing. Y'all guys are just amazing. You know that?
We have a great connection, don't we?
Yes,
and Rodney came in right on time. You know, Rodney, I have to tell you this publicly.
Oh,
I am so grateful for your presence on here. You give a different insight that I cannot give. And I'm so glad that you're a part of this and you come on here regularly. I am glad to be a part of, your life. I've met your wife, your daughter. I haven't met your sons, but, just to be a part of your environment was beautiful. And you are a great compliment to this. And I'm so glad. And I even ask Chef all the time, is Rodney coming? Is Rodney? Because it puts me in preparation for me and my cousin. So it's always great. So I have to tell you that publicly.
And also too, Rodney had said something earlier, and most people don't even realize, like, our friendship went quick. Like, he saw me on the podcast, Lady T, but then when we connected, it was like boom, boom, boom. It was like, but it's divine. It's not something planned. It wasn't something. It was just right. You know what I'm saying? I met his family first. Yeah. And then I met his in-laws, and it was just that's how God wanted. And it was so much. It was so much love. Like they just welcomed me in, but not. And it shows. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious. Is that when God wants you to connect with the right person, He'll do it. And our relationship went expediently. It went fast. It wasn't no like I got to get to know you. It was like, no, I met it. Come on. What man you really know that don't even know that individual, like, personally, say you can come on me, my family? I met his family, the ones he protect. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's why I'm glad you said that. I gotta appreciate him too. Like, just coming in, they just opening their arms, and his family love me, and his wife and everybody. It's like, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good thing to know that you can meet people like that, and they honest. They real, they not fake, they don't have no hidden agendas, you know what I'm saying? And they show you true love. And that's what you want. That's what you want. You want to live a life like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking to people like in general. You want that.
Oh, sounds like you're a little envious.
Nah, never. Envious of what? You got, hey, Ron.
I'm just messing with you, Chef. Come on, bro.
I know that. I know. Look, but I was getting ready to say, you got the same thing I got. So I shoot. I would when another, and this note, like this is real talk. Like when another man has what I have, and I can see the love that he has for family. I was like, yes. I was like a big kid. I was like, yes, God, thank you. And he always talk about me discerning. I already knew. I said, oh, thank you, God. I said, thank you, God. Because you know what? It's another brother. But not only another brother, but you know, the good thing about Ronnie, and it's about, you know, giving him his flowers now, you know, not later, is that one thing I can say about him is he's always open to learning. And so in his learning process, guess what? God is moving in his life in the time that he's supposed to in his life. That's why when you know somebody and you close to them, you know, you can see it. You can see the fruits of the spirit, because that's what he's starting to transform. God is cultivating him to something new. And that's the love. And when you sit back and you watch it, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm loving it. And it's the same thing. I know he say the same thing probably about me, because guess what? I have said things here on this stage, and I was wrong and had to come back, retract, and say, you know what? I was wrong, because I'm okay with that. Because what I'm showing is that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm supposed to say, you know what? Be humble enough to say, you know what? I was wrong. That wasn't me. You know what? Because that's what I want to do. You know, take out the real me and allow God to be my mouthpiece, order my steps, because I don't want to make mistakes where I got to come back and say, oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I don't want to walk like that. I want to walk in the spirit of the Lord. And some people be like, oh, that's corny. No, it's not, because guess what? It keeps me sane. It keeps me structured. It keeps me focused. It keeps me out of the places where I don't need to be, out saying the things I don't need to say. So I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And it strengthens me. That's where I get my strength from, knowing that the moment I step outside of God, God is right there saying.
But you know, Chef, a lot of people don't think like you, and I it's a beautiful. It is truly spiritually beautiful. Okay, so but there's a lot of people, even me. I talk what I talk, y'all, and I mean it with my heart. But I know my walk. Okay, in my walk, I do try not to say words, like I try not to curse, and I'm trying to be respectful and mindful. But that's like, you know, you are a different person, and you are, you know, a true worship leader. Yes.
Hey, Lady T, there is something I want to share with y'all. Listen to this. I'm not going to tell you where I got it from, but I want you to listen to this. It says, to empower men to reach our God-given potential in every realm of life through the power and grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, to help us become the husbands, fathers, leaders, citizens, and role models God created us to be, to present our families, communities, nations, and world an image of men as God-fearing, family-oriented, moral, loving, intelligent, responsible, and productive, to glorify the Most High God by walking in true biblical manhood. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I read that is because that's what God wants for us men to do, is to be that. And I always say this, right? He's like, no, that's what we supposed to be, role models for our sons, role models for other brothers, role models for other fathers and husbands, that this is what it's supposed to look like. And in this journey, you know, this is how we're supposed to act. This is how it's supposed to be as a father, a husband, the characteristics of a husband. It's all, some people say, oh, I don't do it like that. But guess what? At the end of the day, a father is a father. They're going to be a good father. You can have bad fathers, but a good father, and we're not going to get into the good and bad, but guess what? Love don't change. Love is love. And there are so many things in so many ways you can show love, but love is love. And how you show, somebody may say, you know, being present is being love. You know, some people don't know how to be affectionate. So because they're not affectionate, they don't show love. It's a different level of love when you're affectionate, when you're touching. You know, I was reading the book, the love language. my language, this is me. This is not for everybody. I don't listen, that's just them. But my love language, one of my love language is touch. Like I gotta hug you because I want you to know that I'm real. Like this ain't no, I like you. No, listen, I want to embrace you and say I love you. Like I care about you. Like I care about your well-being. I care about if you sad, if you're not smiling.
Yeah, you definitely have that problem. What's wrong with you? Yeah.
I knew you were gonna come with that.
What's the other love
What you know
language?
about love language?
Yeah,
man?
what's the
You
other
don't know
love
nothing-
language,
Oh, I
Hawk?
know about love language.
Tell me
So,
what
but
the
I'll
love
let
languages are.
Chef go ahead.
Okay.
All right, my other love language is affirmation.
Mhm.
Words of affirmation. Like if I'm doing something good and you appreciate me, say, hey, tell me. I would appreciate it. It's part of my love language because you know what? It shows me that you appreciate me. But not saying it, I mean, if you tell me, you tell me. If you don't, you don't. But I'm saying, so the ones who do know me, they know. Like, hey, look, that's good job. Who doesn't want to hear somebody saying, yo, good job. I see your work. I see how hard you work and diligent. Who don't want to hear that? But that's just me. Everybody could care less. I could care less, but that's part of my love language.
What else is the love languages though?
You never read the love language book?
I read it. It's over 10 years
okay.
old. I remember
I'm
that
about to
book.
say-
Okay.
you
It was
remember that?
over
Yeah, I'm about to
10
say.
years old. I remember reading that, but I don't remember all of them. So
It is acts of service, quality time, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, and physical touch.
Those,
okay, I'll say for me, um,
those my two.
okay, you have two. Say it one more time, Rodney, so I don't forget.
Acts of service,
Mhm.
quality time, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, and physical touch.
Physical touch and acts of service is my two. I have a giving spirit, a very, what you need, honey. Now, there are better people that give better than me, and I learn from them. But then the touch, that's why I told you I got problems, okay? I'm not going to sit up here and play these games with y'all about my husbands in life. We didn't have this conversation.
No, not that touch, Lady T. Not that
Well, I'm
touch.
talking
Not
about
that
that.
touch. Not that touch. It's a loving touch. It's not that touch. Hold up. Let me pump your
Okay,
brake for a minute.
But
Not that touch.
hey, I am single still. Y'all remember.
Oh, shucks, Rodney. She about to go in.
Yes, I'm not trying to put it out there, Rodney. I'm just saying I'm not married. I don't have what y'all do.
I'm waiting for the day. Believe me, when you do let it out there, I'll be sitting there with my popcorn. Like, can't wait. Since we going on this, I'm 100% physical touch.
Okay.
If you don't touch me, I don't believe you. That's exactly how I am. Yeah, like your words, like literally, my wife be talking and all I hear is wonk 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 wonk. If there's no physical touch, and then as soon as you touch me, it gets clear. But that's why I don't like just anybody touching me either.
Right.
I don't, like hugs and stuff like that. It took me a long time to get like that, where I hug people. Because before, I ain't hug nobody. You know what I'm saying? In my childhood, it was always that. But I think it also has to do with, because I lost so many people
Right.
that I want to see and hold and hug. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't got touch, I'm not even listening to what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it is definitely my thing, But I was going to say also that I appreciate y'all giving me your flowers, but I want to make it very clear. I only came on this show for Lady T. You know what I'm saying? So that was the reason why, because I was 100% tired of Chef Dennis being wrong and Lady T being right, and she didn't have somebody to help her out.
That's cap, y'all. That's a cap, like a cappy cap.
I just want everybody to understand that. Because I was tired of Lady T being bullied when she was 100% right in what she was saying. So
thank you for seeing the bulliness.
That's cap. Cap.
I bow, thank you. Okay.
There you go.
You saw the bully.
Cap.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
That's a cap.
All right.
Hey, Rodney, we had
yes,
this.
Sir.
Look, this before you came on. So since you said that, right? So I was thinking about a show that we had did. What's more important to you? This is off the topic. This is because we getting ready to get out of here.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. What's more important to you? Loyalty or respect?
Ooh, I think I watched that show too.
And I think he talked
and
it.
yeah,
No,
I think
me and Roddy didn't meet. This was one of our first shows, Lady
But
T.
you asked this question when he came on.
I don't remember. Maybe
I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna find it. I got time, y'all. Go ahead, Roddy.
yeah. I hope my answer is the same, but I think both are hand in hand. But to me, it's respect. You know what I'm saying? To me, I would think it's respect because I don't, loyalty. I don't really care if people like what is loyalty to me, like with my friends or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got no loyalty to me. Like, I don't expect for you to be loyal. If Chef Dennis told me next week that he didn't want to be my friend, I mean, I might be hurt for a second, but but this, that, and the other. But if you come in my house and you disrespectful, then we got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Or there's no respect here given. I'm not going to sit here and allow you to talk to me anyway. I don't think I've ever let anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't even me. You know what I'm saying? That's when the try Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Come out.
Hey,
but
we don't. So me and Lady T, when we did that show, we was on the same one accord with that. But hey, Rodney,
yes,
so
sir.
since you gave us Lady T, you could chime in to any time. Look, since you gave us the respect, man. So me and Lady T was loyalty, and I'm gonna show you something. But loyalty, when you got loyalty over respect, right? Loyalty and respect go hand in hand
I thought I said that in the beginning.
When you have somebody that's loyal to you, because when they loyal to you, guess what? They rocking with you no matter what, even when you wrong, but they gonna show you respect too. They just because they loyal to you, they gonna show you respect. You know what I'm saying? She said, Rodney.
Yeah, right, Rodney. Jesus saves, not me.
And so
Right.
and so that's what me and Lady T was always big. I'm big on that. It's loyalty first because guess what? Anybody, I feel like if you loyal to me, you're gonna respect me anyway because you're gonna be honest to me because you're gonna be like, yo, I'm not gonna expose you in the public, but when we get together, bro, I'm gonna be like, yo, you wrong, bro. Nah, I'm not. So loyalty comes with when you wrong, right? I'm still rock with you. When you right, I'm rock with you. And so you go and respect that person no matter what. You can't be loyal to somebody and not respect them. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, I don't think it's likely, but I think it's possible because there's a lot of people that will stay in your life just so that they can keep causing confusion in there. And I don't know if that's loyalty or not.
That's not.
Maybe I look at loyalty, but I mean, what is? But I don't have. I don't expect loyalty from Lady T or you, Chef Dennis. Like, I don't expect that. I don't walk around expecting loyalty. That's my problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I expect respect. You know what I'm saying? But I don't sit here, whether you're loyal or not, I could care less. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Rodney, just think about your family, right? Hold on, look. When your daughter, watch this, when your daughter gets outside and get married, right? Your loyalty lies with your daughter. Even when she wrong, your loyalty so because you loyal to your daughter, you already respecting your daughter, right? But you loyal to your daughter, even though she got a husband, you still loyal to your daughter. So you loyal to your family no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And get Lady, you want to say something?
Okay. I saw Tabitha. She says she disagrees. A man can be loyal to his wife and still cheat. And
that's if he wait a minute. That's incorrect. Solely incorrect. He cannot be loyal and cheat. He ain't loyal. Period.
But I hear her.
But he's not loyal. You don't.
Loyalty can be for a purpose or a principle, a relationship, a calling, a truth, and it might not be a broad picture of, oh, you get my all. You know, it might just be a portion of loyalty. So I get her when she says that. But let me say this, okay? I think that when I'm going to say for myself, immediately when we talked about this conversation, I've been having, conversations with God every now and then, right? And I came across am I my brother's keeper, scripture. And that stuck with me because you know what I said yesterday? I said, God, get your kids. These are your children. And I remember hearing, am I my brother's keeper? Yeah. So this is difficult. This is difficult. So I hear Tabitha because look, loyalty cannot. I'm not gonna say cannot. It can be for only portions, a principle, a relationship, a calling, a truth that they feel loyal to. People can be loyal to a certain degree and still do something disloyal. So I get what she's saying. But am I my brother's keeper, right? Yeah. That's all I wanted to say.
But Lady T, but see, that's the key thing. That's a key word which you just said. Look, being loyal, can you be disloyal? Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm. And that's what she said.
You watch this? Can you listen? It goes hand in hand when you. But that's why we in this language that we speak. That's why they have suffixes. Then you just think about this. We said respect. Can you be disrespectful? Yes. Just because you respect a person, you still have the opportunity to disrespect them. And so yes, you still can be disloyal, but we're not talking about being disloyal. We talking about just being loyal. But if you cheat, you ain't loyal, period.
And then that is why I'm looking.
That's not loyal.
What I'm trying to say is I hear Rodney, okay, and then I heard Tabitha, and now I understand it. Like, if you are loyal, you have to be wholly loyal in everything in life. Okay, there is no contradiction, and it's hard to see a man walk in true loyalty in everything. I'm sorry, I have not seen it for myself. But if y'all know a man that is completely wholly loyal,
that is incorrect. I'm gonna put it up in the window. That is incorrect.
True, but respect prevents disrespect.
No.
Girl, Tabitha, what you doing over here with these comments?
That's incorrect. you can never, nobody on this earth. If guess what? The moment somebody disrespect you, you ain't gonna give them respect.
What you say, Rodney?
That's not true.
Nick, and you just said now.
I think about
the moment somebody's disrespected me and I still respected them.
No,
because in the moment, I mean, maybe I missed what you said. Okay, I'll wait.
No. What you? Hey, I'm glad we can go to replay. Lady T, what he just say? He said, "You not gonna come into my house and disrespect me."
Yeah.
The moment somebody come into your house and disrespect you, you ain't gonna be nice. You gonna say, "Yo, you gonna have to get up out of here." You ain't gonna show them respect. You gonna say, "Yo, listen, you not doing this in my."
My father-in-law disrespects me every time he come in his house. You don't give a crap about my feelings at all. Okay. What are you talking about?
Hey, I know that. Yo, we ain't gonna get back into that. What you told us last time.
I love him, but he still don't care. He don't care.
You cross that boundary. You say, "Listen, this my wife. Yeah, look, that's your daughter." But
I tried to return her too, and he wouldn't give me a refund.
but that's what the thing is, though. Like, come on, we got it.
I got you, brother. I'm messing around.
No, let's keep it real. No, I'm talking about what her comment. Yeah, the moment. Look, listen.
But she's saying that respect prevents disrespect. So in other words, if a person respects you, they're not going to be disrespectful. I mean. Go ahead.
But people will do it because they're paid to do it. So think about it like this. Think of the president. People don't respect him, but they work. I'm not gonna say for him. Okay, for him when he was, entrepreneur, had his own, but now presidency, if you are a federal employee, you are saying you are working for the president. Okay, so my point is that you're gonna, have people in your life that you're not gonna respect, but you have to learn to respect. That's my point.
You got to pretend.
Or pretend. I'll take that one too.
See, that's levels. So that's why I said that's incorrect about respect prevents disrespect, because guess what? It all depends.
But that isn't real respect at all. That's not real loyalty and real respect. would prevent a lot of these things. Now the question is, which one is more important to you?
Right.
So
Right.
we all want both. Let's be honest. We all
True.
want both, but if one is more important to me than the other, for me personally, it's going to be loyalty. The only person I expect loyalty from is my wife. Other than that, everybody else is leaving. Like I don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as respect, I expect respect from a lot of people. So therefore, respect is more important to me.
You have loyalty for your children too, because for me, I would like my children. Because So you expect it from your children,
but they don't got loyalty to me. They can't wait to leave.
They do.
No, they can't wait to leave. They ready to go.
I'm in their defense. No, they got loyal to you, bro.
They do. They do. They definitely
my
do.
daughter be in the comments. Watch.
Yeah,
they will always love you.
And when I see them,
I'm not saying they don't love me.
That's
but loyalty. My daughter wants to start her own family. She wants to start her own life. She ain't got no loyalty to me.
Ronnie, you missed what I said.
As your father, as her father.
Look, that's what I said.
That's different. Yeah, that's true.
Look, that's what I said. When your daughter get married, guess what? You gonna always be loyal to her, no matter what. Even though she got a whole husband, you still gonna be loyal to her.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
team. What's her name again?
Trinity. I'm always Team Trinity. 100%.
Team Trinity.
Yeah, I'll tell them right off the break. I'm disrespectful to them, just like my father-in-law is disrespectful to me.
I don't know.
I know he Team Vicky. It don't matter what she do. Shoot,
Vicky all the way.
All the way. You know what I'm saying? And that's disrespectful. I done put in 25 years of work, and he still don't care. He walk right in here, bring her food, don't bring me nothing. Nothing. Hey. Be like, here you go. Oh, I didn't know you eat.
You gotta love them.
Yeah, so I can't wait to be disrespectful to that next dude. I can't wait. I promise, I'm gonna be even better than him. But I gotta get ready to go, y'all. Sorry, I love y'all. Unfortunately, my wife is in traffic and my son's at school and needs to be picked up.
Yeah, we getting ready to get out of here. Listen, guys, we see you guys next week. We love you guys. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Guess what? You're getting ready for the holidays. Peace.
All right.
Get out of here.
All right.